Greetings, programmers. Busted Thumbs here, back to do episode number 6 of our Frogger competition. And joining me back again is Fluffy Wishes. Say hi.
Hello!
She's done with her work, and we're off on another day to get something new done. When we left off last time, we had a great working program. When you pressed the green flag, Frog was in his position, probably facing in the wrong direction, but we can fix that. And when you move the arrows, he animates in the right way, always coming back to his position. So we discovered two problems that we have. One is that Frog isn't always facing in the correct position, so we should fix that.
Yep.
The other problem we found is that there are 4 rows of traffic. This is where the cars go. And there are 4 rows of logs. That's where the logs go. But we forgot to keep a row for the place that the frog jumps into. If you remember, there's a row up here at the top that is basically, these are lily pads that the frog's supposed to be landing in. So let's go ahead and fix that, and let's actually create those lily pads as well while we're at it. So let's go back into our program, and we made a mistake when we were calculating the row height. It shouldn't have been those two things plus 2, it should have been plus 3. Not E3, it should be plus 3. And that means that our bands are going to be off again. The size of our frog's going to be a little off. And also, when we were keeping track of certain positions, I think we were when we were setting his initial column and row, we were adding a certain amount, so we're going to have to change those as well. So this guy, for instance, the current row should be plus 2. And I don't know, is there anywhere else that I did that where I added in a check for the last row? Yeah, there would have been when I pressed the down arrow. This guy should be a plus 2 as well. So we kept track of those things. That should update everything. We should be able to come back in here, press play, and now we see, oh, you know what, before we move on, let's fix that direction thing too. All we have to do is when we set up for the first level, we need to make sure that he's pointing in the default direction. Like that. Press play, he's facing in the right direction now, and you can see that this row might be a little too high. We can make that a little bit shorter, but he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of traffic, and then that's where he should be centered for that purple band. So let's go ahead and hit stop here, and let's fix that up. And we just simply go back into our stage, look at the backdrop. We remember we can make that one a little bit smaller, and we definitely need to move this guy down, down, down a little bit like that, and make him slightly smaller as well. See how that does. Let's play one more time. It looks a little bit better centered there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pop right into the center. And when he pops out, he's out of it again. So that looks pretty good. Let's put our lily pads in. In order to do that, we're going to have to create a new sprite. We can do that from a picture. I do have a lily pad image we can use, and that is our lily pad sprite. Looks a little too big. But we can certainly fix that, and this is going to be pretty static, so we can handle when we receive setup for the first level. We can go ahead and certainly, when the green flag is clicked, we can hide him. But when we set the setup for the first level, let's go ahead and put them in the right position and size them appropriately. So hit the size, change size by, set size 2, and we're going to go ahead and use the row size, row height, because he's actually just about 100 pixels, I think, if we look. What size is he? Yeah, 100 by 81, so he's similar to the way the frog is. Hopefully his crosshair is kind of right in the center, which it is. So let's go ahead and set the size to the row height, and then the first one we're going to put in the first column. And that's going to look a lot like when we position the frog. So the X position of the first one is always going to be in the first column. It's going to be in the 0th, 0th, so that makes the math pretty easy. We just need to move over first by the side margin, and then by half of the column width. So we're going to need a divider in there, and put a 2 in there, then switch over to data, make sure we move over by the side margin, plus half of a column width. If I do that, and we hit play, oh, it would help if we showed him. There he is. And that doesn't seem right. But it did certainly set the height correctly. But the X should have been, oh, yes. I moved him over from 0. Where the left of the, this is hard for me sometimes because in most programming languages 0 is all the way over to the left, but not in Scratch. I need to remember I'm in Scratch. So it's going to be that amount where we actually start at negative 240. Like that. And if I hit play, there he is.
Shouldn't he be up a little bit more?
Yeah, that's it. So we've done X, but we're missing Y, aren't we? What would Y be? Can you think of what the math would be for Y, seeing as you just saw this pattern right here?
Well, oh, I forgot how big the screen is.
So you go up and it shows you that it's 180.
Oh, so it's 360.
No, you want to start with 180.
Oh, okay. 180.
180, and we're going to subtract from that.
180 minus side margin.
Well, we're coming down.
Yeah.
So it's not the side margin.
Oh, yeah, top margin.
So it's going to be the top margin. So let's put the top margin in there. And then how much further do we, it's centered, so how much further do we need to go?
Row width.
Half the row width.
Oh, half the row width. I'm sorry.
So the row width, row height actually. Columns have width, rows have height.
Okay.
Divided by 2. And we go ahead and hit play. And that's where he should be. Right. So what we decided when we were looking at this is that there would be a lily pad for every 3 columns. It would skip every 3 columns. So there would be 1, skip 2, and then the 3rd one. So we're going to need to start making some clones. And on this lily pad, it should probably know, for this sprite, it should know what my column. Okay. And so let's go ahead and make sure that we set my column to 0. It's exactly what it should be. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a clone. So let's, we don't need to see that my column. Let me just get that off the screen. Create a clone of myself. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to handle when I start as a clone, because we're going to need more than 1. And every time we make a clone, we're going to need to increase its column. So we're going to have to change my column by
3.
3. That's correct. Very good. We changed my column by 3. And we're going to have to move it over to the left. So we're also going to have to change our X by the width of 3 columns.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Which is simply multiplying the column width times 3. And what we're going to say is in the case where our column is less than my column is less than the total columns plus 2, I think. Just column count. Oops. Then we're going to make another clone. So if I hit play, oh, I did 1 too many. This must be plus 1. It's, oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? It's minus. not plus. That was my problem. So I'm going to stick back with my idea of 2. There we go. And I'll make that bigger so people can see, but we should, if we went straight up, we should land right on that lily pad. Wait a minute, we landed under the lily pad.
That's easily fixed.
It is easily fixed. Let's go ahead and go here. Stop. The frog basically always wants to be at the front. So let's make sure that that's the case. There is in the looks.
What about when he's hit by a car?
Even when he's hit by a car, I think we'll put him on the top. So let's just kind of make sure every time we position him on the screen that he's always in the front.
Okay. Wouldn't it look weird if like there's a
If there's what?
if the frog's like on top of the car?
Yeah, I think let's take a look at it when that happens, and we'll see what we think.
We could do. Never mind.
No,
That
what?
won't work. Okay. Well, we could do it. Well, like the car stops, like right before it hits the frog, and that's kind of hitting the frog.
Yeah, we could actually
but
kind of make everything stop, couldn't we?
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll just
Just
make everything stop.
When this happens, stop everything.
And one of the bonus points was to make it display an ouch animation.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we'll make everything stop and an ouch appear. But we'll see. Okay, so now up, 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 up. Is it going to do it? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes, it did.
Yay.
Oh,
Fits perfectly.
perfectly.
Beautiful frog.
This is pretty cool. This is a game, don't you think?
Mhm.
We do have a little bit of time, and one of the things that if you notice from here, this is a slightly different color. The water should be more of a blue. Maybe we should do that. Should
Yes.
we make it blue? I think maybe that would be a good idea because it's supposed to be watery. So let's go ahead and do our backdrop again. And I noticed that's not quite going across all the way on the screen. Let's just kind of extend that out. Just make sure it gets all the way there, and then we can. The way we can do that is to have another one, kind of a blue like that. We do want everything to show up, so that's why it was kind of a dark blue in the other one. So let's just go ahead and draw a nice little happy box. Happy little box that's blue. Oops. Just that bit, thank you very much. Alright. Does the green still show up alright? You still think that looks okay?
Yep.
I think so too. I like that. I am liking this game more and more. I'm gonna be very I might play this game over and over again. Actually, as a kid I did, so there we go. Frog, he's swimming on top of the water without going in. That's a problem, but that's okay. This is already a fun game. We have a frog that moves left and right, up and down, and he does it for 30 seconds, and we can all be happy about that. He likes to be in purple, he likes to be in roads, he likes to be on water, he doesn't mind being anywhere else. He's very happy. Alright, except when he runs out of 30 seconds, then he's no longer happy. Alright. Well, that was fun. We have a frog moving. I said we'd get to the cars, and I'm afraid we haven't gotten to the cars, but I will show you the cars really quick. We're going to start with a car. We have different color cars.
Is the truck like off the screen?
Is what off the screen?
The truck, is he like cut off? See, because he's...
Oh, he is cut off. He's too big. Oh, I might have to fix that. Well, I put the start of the cars, the crosshair right at the start. That's one thing I'm going to fix. I want it to kind of be more in the center. I'm going to get rid of all these things. We're going to start all over again with the cars.
Okay.
Because this is no good. And it centers it for me when I bring them in. So let's bring this in again. Let's start with truck. Okay. Then let's bring in blue car. Let's bring in orange car. And let's bring in red car. And now that I brought them all in again, they should be perfectly centered because that's what Scratch does for us. And we didn't cut our truck off, which is very nice
Yay!
of us. Okay. So one of the things I should do, because we're going to need it, I'm going to actually need to know how big a truck is. Um, how big any of these things are. And so let's keep a variable about that on these things. On the data for a car, I'm going to actually put its width. So it knows what its width is. And it's going to start... It's going to change. When I change the costume, it's going to change so that I don't really need to set it right now. But when I bring it in, when I pick which size it is, we're going to have to keep track of that.
All right.
Yeah. And we're going to need to know what that width is in order to know whether we've collided with a frog. So we have our car, we have our lily pads, we have our frog moving and animating. We've done all the requirements that are for this project, so we're just trying to rack up bonus points now. And we've got things set up to go pretty well when we actually do get to the cars that which we'll do in the next one. This has been pretty fun. I think we have a fun game. It's going to get even more fun when we have a little more obstacles to work with. What do you think? Do you think you'll play this game too?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's pretty cool.
I'll win at this game like I did that last one.
Yeah, you beat me on that one, but you can't this time because this is a one-player game.
Darn it.
Yeah. And I played this one a lot more than you have, so I'm clearly better. All right, thank you very much. We're done with this particular episode. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you're having fun with this like we are. Bye-bye.
Bye.